We're here with Metal Eagle, also known as National Master Slom, S-L-O-M, which is the beginning of your last name, from 𝐦𝐨𝐬𝐿. So you can look him up on 𝐦𝐶hess if you guys want. All right, but we're going to start off with getting to know Metal Eagle. That's what the stream is titled about. That's what we're here for. So I'll start it off. When did you start playing chess? How old were you?
Started playing rated chess in particular, I was 15 years old, so basically I'm 30 years old now, so 15 years of experience of rated chess.
Okay, that's rated chess. I was thinking chess, like when did you first learn how to move the pieces?
Yeah, that was basically the age was 8 years old.
8 years old. See, I'm feeling a kindred spirit here. I learned how to move the pieces. Well, I learned how to play chess at 8. Did the same thing. I did my first tournament game, I think I was 16.
Mm-hmm.
So that's very close. 8 and 15, 8 and 16. And where did you play that first tournament?
Oh, it was at my local club, the Rochester Chess Center. So.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So you're in New York. I grew up in New York. Here's more simpatico stuff going on there. So I grew up in New York City, but you're in the nicer part of New York. You're in the pretty part of New York, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also stream some amount. In fact, that's one of the things I was going to do on setting up. I told you I had to restart my computer. So how long have you been streaming, and is it only on Twitch?
Oh, I've been streaming since actually 2018. The same time that, well, near the same time that, if you know, 𝐥𝐤𝐤𝐞 started streaming. He's a really strong player. He's from well, I don't know, like a Detroit or something, but he was now he's a big shot at chess.com. But he and I grew up the same sort of like streaming schedule together, and we're, close buddies. And, well, basically he talked to High Road. He's really entertaining as a streamer, and it's just like, okay, like educational, making people sleep. but I'll say that, but 2018 was a big year, I think, for us, me and Canty, and I'm just so glad for him to take it off where he is. And for me, I can't handle the pressure of being like internet celebrity, I'll say. So I don't want to be dragged around 10 different places. Just like I want you to do this, to cover this interzonal. No, not me. But
that's not my thing. That's not my thing.
Not my thing. I'm basically more focused on my educational, sort of my passion. That's me.
Good. And I love the fact that anyone who puts education as important, because I totally, that's my passion is the educational aspect of anything, and chess, of course, being a big one. So I'm excited because I love the educational aspect of chess and what you can do with it. And if you're doing that on your stream, that's awesome. So guys, Metal Eagle, check out his stream, twitch.tv/Metal Eagle. And I will tell you that I went out and watched you today. You were on today. Before this stream, you were on earlier today, so I was watching you. He had GM and an IM on, and the GM, correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't pay too much attention to the Olympiad this year, but he played for Armenia in the Olympiad, correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I saw some of your viewers, they'd go, "Is that really GM-𝐳𝐺?" And you were like, "Yeah." And they go, "OMG!" And I'm like, "Oh,
exactly,
wow, okay." Yeah. I guess that's not a normal occurrence for you to have a GM on the channel?
It's actually a very common thing. So, I actually had years ago, I had a really big, I had a big club that I grow in chess.com, and every, let's say, 6 months, I host a big tournament that I gather a lot of grandmasters from all over the world to compete in that tournament. People that watch me in this tournament I host, oh, I want to the next one. I had Ruslan Paramayev, people like Zavin and Drostian. Who's next? We just basically everybody's hype. And well, the thing is, people get the chance to play people that never played in real life, or maybe never even play online. But this tournament, basically, the cool thing about my tournaments, like club tournament, I'll say, between that and Arena Kings, is that you have more opportunity to play several GMs, famous GMs even, at the same tournament at the one shot. So people just brag about like, oh, I played 6 GMs. I lost it for all the games, but I had so much fun. So
Yeah.
that's basically what I'm striving for. So every time you just play a world-class player, it's basically another lesson.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I want to spread that.
Oh,
yeah.
and it's something that you can save. You can show to your kids. Hey, look, I played against GM so-and-so when I was, Oh, that's
exactly,
great.
yeah.
It's amazing. You can go play in half the tournaments on chess.com or on 𝐤𝐤𝐤, and you got a good chance to play a grandmaster in a game. That was not the reach, the availability. They only played in certain tournaments. It cost money. Chances of you play, and then you being, like a beginner, you playing them you have to play in the open section. It was so rare that you had a chance to ever play one of these guys, and now you could do it online all the time. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great thing, though. I think it's just got to help chess, right? I mean, it's just, wow. I played GM. I played Magnus Carlsen. I played Hikaru Nakamura.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, that's just awesome. So I'm watching this live, and I said, I got to clip this. And that wasn't even the best. I didn't get the one I really wanted. It was good, but it wasn't the one I really wanted.
Check and
because amazing to me was how fast he goes.
Okay, I find it.
Okay.
Rook d1, bishop d4, rook d4, e d4, and e5 check. F takes e5, queen d5, queen e5 mate.
So this one a5 check.
Yeah.
I just loved it. I mean, he was just going through them, and that was slow. Because normally he was rattling them off to you like brr, 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 like okay, and then did and I'm like,
exactly, yeah.
I didn't know how you kept up. I don't know how you were like, oh yeah, okay, and you started moving the pieces. I'm like, how did you know what he said? He said it so fast.
So basically, you can think about it as like a language, different language. If you just get experience to know how to say lines in your head, you can understand the language of about GM lines. They said, what about this one? It's like,
wow. To me, it was amazing. That was the part that kind of threw me. I was like, okay, he's just rattling those off because I'm trying to learn Spanish. And when people speak Spanish fast, I'm lost, right? It's difficult for me when they speak fast. If they speak slow, I can get it. Well, that was the same thing with this. He was just rattling them off. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I'm a master. I can understand these things, so he can rattle on. It's like he knows I'm not confused, but people that are besides me, it's like, what is he saying?
Yeah. Your viewers are probably like, huh?
Yeah.
I know. I was like, what just happened?
So maybe I had to take him. I was like, okay, just repeat that, but maybe a lot slower for the viewers.
Yeah, or you just repeat it slower, right? You say, okay, so
just
you
repeat what I'm
said.
saying.
So when I watched the Olympiad, I don't know if you did. When I watched the Olympiad, I watched a lot of Yasser Seirawan.
Yes.
And he would be like, but explain. I'm not sure about what you mean here. Could you go over how that's going to happen? And so calm and so slow.
Yeah.
And then the guy with him was like, oh well, okay, it's this. He goes, no, but this, and he made them dummy it down for the rest of us so we could understand and follow along.
So basically, your Seirawan is like your interpreter.
Yes. And he would ask. He hasn't, I don't care. These had to be obvious to him. He'd say like, but why not this? And I'm like, and then the guy would just go, oh, because this, and this, and this. He goes, yes, I see. And it's like, he did that so we could understand, would see. Yeah, it was like, like he doesn't know. Yeah, I didn't buy that. So yeah, that's cool. And that's cool that I think it's nice for you and for your stream. These personalities that like stream, like you said, like being out in the limelight, and you get them on your stream.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's great stuff.
Definitely, and I think that maybe the highlight stream I did a long time ago, maybe 3 years ago when I was in Twitch. I was actually doing a hand and brain with Ruslan Parmarov, a former world champion. So him and I were hand and brain. It's like, who's gonna be the hand? It's gonna be you, Ruslan, because people want to play you. So he says, okay, and we beat everybody, but, it was fun to have people play against Ruslan, and I tried our best, and we won all the games, obviously, but it was like, just playing him general is a treat.
Yes. Yes. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. See, I don't know. When we do hand of brain, I like to think that you're more so playing the brain, because the brain has to be smart enough to like say, well, if I tell him rook, he might move it to the wrong square, but there's another move with the bishop, and there's only one good choice with the bishop. So I'm going to tell him bishop instead of rook so that he doesn't mess it up. You know, I mean, there's
a strategy for that.
Yeah, there's a strategy, and it's
with
hard.
With they don't have any, words about confusion, but, with other typical people, you have to like, oh, this line is really complicated. Maybe it'll eat your piece.
Yes. So what do you think? Is that true? Is it that, you start off with thinking, oh, I'm going to tack. I'm going to, I just have to understand development and getting my pieces out. I got to not give away free candy. And then, but as you get stronger, you're like, no. I have to think about pawn structures more. I got to think about weak points and strong points. I got to think about good and bad. Do you think there's levels of thinking? So that's the first question. Yeah. So did you have a smooth trip, or were there plateaus where you had to?
If I look at my rating graph of USCF, USChess.com, like let's say people that grew up with me, like I have friends that are also national masters. They see my rating graphs like, oh man, like Middle Eagle, your rating graphs is so like this, like going up. But then there's like at the very end, once I get to like 2100 to 2200, that gap is like a really flat thing, like boop, boop, boop. So basically like the same thing you talked about earlier. Once I get to 2190, there's a bad tournament. I lose 30 points. I get it all back again. Bad tournament. That was one whole year. Then I finally edged up to just barely get to 2200. I was like, I can't believe it. I got there. But the same thing. It's basically going to the for me, it was really good and really fast in the beginning, but not really slow at the end, because National Master is nothing to care about, because once I got it, it opened up a ton of doors. But knowing that, it was so much pressure on me. So I don't want to screw this up again. All the nerves. It was it'll hold me back, I'll say. It's just like, once you get up there, if you get there, don't be nervous. Play normal.
Hey, check this video out to make sure that you get more important information to bring your chess to the next level.